work of empathic communication fits really beautifully in the framework of health and wellness. So what I just see is that in my vision of it is that would maybe be the most effective way to reach the most people and have it be really accessible, to have it make sense. That so my how I see health and wellness, the movement of it, that's becoming huge. It's a huge movement now of all the ways that, human beings can be healthy. And so it was, the traditional focuses around food, diet, exercise, those kind of basics. And then now it's like yoga is mainstream as considered part of being healthy. Not everybody does it, of course, but it's really, really accepted. Things like yoga and meditation, mindfulness and meditation, are not considered this sort of woo-woo, out there, weird kind of things. It's really mainstream now as sort of what you can do to support your health and wellness, as well as things like therapy and healing modalities, positive psychology, trauma work. So all this is sort of a growing body of what does it mean to be healthy, and what's the science, and what are the practices. And I would even include in this, particularly important, is the environment. So the ecosystem, the health of nature, the ecosystems, that if that's not healthy, then we're not healthy. And we're really experiencing that now in our time of the pandemic. But it's just been a big issue for, climate change and pollution. So this link between us and the natural world and the health there, and the societal and structural issues, the health of our social structures, our political systems, our governmental systems, right? All that is connected to me to health and wellness. And then to add on this piece of empathic communication, to me, it fits so perfectly in this holistic picture of what are the different facets of human health. And so for me, that the communication that's focused on empathy, compassion, there are skills that go with that. So the way I envision that work is that it's dimensions of mindfulness that are linked up with language. So how we use our awareness and language to have skills in communication, but really the essence of it for me is conversation, to have empathic conversations, how we talk, how we relate to ourselves and others, and that empathy in conversation creates a depth in the conversation that's nourishing. It feeds us. So there's literally this idea of being well fed through how we have conversation that brings us to this place where I feel it's natural in all of us to be connected to the sense that we're a part of something larger, the humanity, the life on earth, that we can experience that's always there. We get disconnected from it. But anyways, to have the conversations that bring us into that experience that gets covered over of our connectedness. And when we're connected, when we feel that connection, that empathic connection, we have well-being, and we function better. We're just operate in all kinds of healthy ways. We experience all these dimensions of health when we're connected like that. And that there are these skills and structures and processes that help us have conversations that do that and have a community. We can build a community of empathic support with these kind of conversations, and have difficult conversations and deal with conflicts in a healthy way. So I just see it's all part of, if we can see it as all part of that umbrella of health and wellness, then it's like something people can relate to. It's like it doesn't have to be this kind of weird way of talking or something, that's outside the norm. It can be just, oh yeah, that's like this way of being with each other is just part of like learning how to be healthy, like we're learning all these other ways of being healthy. Just to focus first on the basics. So these four components that I see are kind of at the core of empathic communication. And they come out of my background with something called nonviolent communication. And there's a whole international body of work there that I'm part of. But I also like the idea that that's a body of work, but that empathic communication can be something that's just seen like mindfulness and meditation as a kind of general thing that you can learn different approaches to. But so at a basic level of what is it? It's these 4 components, as I understand it, as I see it. And that you can just focus on learning those: observation, feeling, need, request. And there's ways to do that it's like practicing mindfulness and meditation and language together, just around these components, and how you can practice them with yourself, and how you relate to your own experience, and how you can understand others' experience. So just starting with that. And then there's layers of complexity to build on top of that. But to start there are some very kind of simple sort of and foundational practices just with those 4 components that go very deep, and immediately you can feel the shifts that occur when you focus attention and language in these different ways. So I believe starting there with the sort of the foundation, the simplicity of that, and then building from there.